After we set up the booth, we ended up driving all the way home, took showers, felt much better, then proceeded to drive back to Girdwood the next day. We also took along Daniel, a friend of my daughter, and so he accompanied us for the day. And again, it's a nice, pretty drive, but it takes a little while. And here we finally pulled into Girdwood. Turn right here, and in you go into the area where the boothies can park. Got the booth opened up, and the day began. Lots of people, pleasant weather. There's a lot of sitting around at the fair. Selling pots, waiting for people to buy things. We don't run around and yell for people to buy things. It's a very low-key sales approach. We like to let our work speak for itself.
I have two bags. I do. I don't want to, I don't want to be until I have to. There you go.
Sped this up a little bit. I don't think anybody wants to truly sit in booths and do nothing. But the fair starts at 11, generally speaking, and goes till 8. So you're there for a good 9 hours plus the drive. Wait, there you go. How was day one?
It was pretty good. Exhausting, but pretty good.
Yeah. What did you do?
I ran around to the playground, to the river, things like that.
How was day one?
Long, but good. It was sunny, and there were people, and they bought stuff, which is, oh Jesus, even better.
Uh-huh.
That they bought stuff, and the weather was beautiful, and it was a good day. It was hot for Alaska. It was hot.
What's hot for Alaska?
Anything above 70.
Okay,
It's
up
hot.
60.
Okay, Danielle says anything above 60, so we're gonna go with 65.
Okay.
Okay, Danielle approves. So it was hot, especially sitting in the sun, having the sun blaring right on you. It was very warm. But a good day. Good start.
So Danny, how was your first day at the Girdwood Forest Fair?
It was hot. It was hot.
Yeah.
It was very hot for Alaska. There's a lot of little kids.
A lot of what?
Little kids.
A lot of little kids, okay.
One threw wood chips at me and said, "You cannot escape."
Huh?
No escape.
No escape. It was no escape.
No escape. Okay.
Um,
Was this a traumatic experience for you?
no.
No?
It was kind of funny. It was very itchy.
Very itchy. Well, we're going very slow out of Girdwood. The traffic leaving Girdwood Forest Fair back into Anchorage along that road where mostly it's just 2-lane gets bogged down, and so we're slowly creeping our way towards Anchorage. Nothing like a real traffic jam that you run into in the lower 48, but definitely slow for here. And sometimes there's an accident along this road which shuts the entire thing down, and then you're sitting around for multiple hours while it's a very pretty road, sometimes it can be very dangerous because people are stupid and get themselves into accidents, get impatient, and push themselves on this road to where they cause problems for everyone. We had to drop off Daniel at his house back in the valley. Then we had to turn around and drive back into Anchorage to the house that we were staying. And after dropping Daniel off, this moose was just outside his house, so we stopped and videoed it. It's around 11 o'clock at night, and the light, as you can see, is definitely nice and bright. We definitely get an influx during the summer, but it is July. How did you sleep?
Okay, I guess.
Where did we stay?
At Lance's house.
Who's Lance?
Our friend.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on the schedule today?
More Girdwood Forest Fair. What kind of question is that?
The audience doesn't know.
Silly. Yes, second day of Girdwood Forest Fair. We are just leaving the grocery store. We like to stop and pick up at least breakfast food that's not $8 for a little tiny sandwich. We've got coffee, we've got fruit, we've got drinks to last us for Dave maybe an hour. We've got chocolate croissants for Aaliyah back there. So we've got a good start. And we will head on down to Girdwood. The parade is today, and they close the main road, so we have to get there a little bit early.
It was an absolute gorgeous morning in Tourniquet Arm. We stopped a few places and took a few pictures. Unfortunately, we seem to be in a little bit of a traffic jam due to the parade and the road closing, even though we got here a good 15-20 minutes before the road closed. It's non-passable at the moment, so we're sitting here in a line to get to our booth. We have about an hour before we need to be opened, and the parade ends at about 11. It usually ends right at the area where we need to pull in, so interesting to see how precisely we get in there. Mara here is wonderfully stressed about this.
No, I'm not stressed. I'm just thinking in my head, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, because I read something and I told you that the road closes at 9:45 because the parade starts at 10. And you're like, oh no, it'll be fine. I said, no, it won't. And you're like, yes, it will. I told you so.
Aaliyah and I ended up leaving the vehicle and walking to the booth and opening it before the parade ended and before Mara was even able to get parked. But all ended well. We were open when the people came in after the parade. It was another beautiful morning with plenty of people. Here's the river that flows on one side of the fairgrounds. Very scenic. Most people don't go this area, but it's always fun to go and visit it.
Day 2, yes! All done. Yay! It was pretty good. I helped my mom a lot. Busy.
What did you do today? How did you help?
I was doing the money. Yay! One is my paycheck.
How did you help with the money?
I took the money from the people and put them in the bag that we have, and we did square thingy.
Square credit card reader?
Yeah, that. So yeah, day 2, done.
All right. Today is the second day of Girdwood done. It was a pretty good day. The clouds rolled in, it got a little chilly, and a couple individuals did not bring the correct gear for the fair. I mean, they did not bring jackets.
No!
It's okay. They didn't bring jackets. Neither Mara nor Aaliyah brought a jacket. So they were both a little cold today. Aaliyah at least did bring a long sleeve, sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt.
There you go, sweatshirt. So she was a little bit better. Mara didn't even bring that today, so she ended up running out and buying a blanket. Really should have asked if they could trade. Anyway, so that she could be at least a little warm while she sat there in the booth. Let's see. Anything major happened today? I can't really think of anything. There was a lot of people, and that was kind of nice.
And we were very busy.
We were busy. We saw some friends that came down from Fairbanks to say hello.
It's a very long drive.
That is,
surprising.
yeah, it was very surprising. It was out of place because we do see them quite a bit during the Fairbanks Fair, but never anywhere else really.
Okay, so we had a customer come in to the booth, and he was wanting to know about the Raven platter that we had up, and the Raven platter showed really beautifully at this fair. It was a beautiful piece. Mark did a great job. It came out well, except for the flaws it had on the glaze, and just the way it was presented on the shelves looked really beautiful. And he said, "I'm interested in the Raven platter. What can you tell me about it?" I said, "Our friend Mark drew it," and he's like, "Okay, how much is it?" I said, $190. He's like, "Okay, I want it." I was like, "Okay." And so Dave was actually at the booth next door talking with some friends of ours, and I went over and said, "Hey, I'm selling the Raven platter. I need you to get the drill gun because we screw it onto our shelving unit just to make sure it doesn't fall down and people just can't come and take it. With something that big and that expensive, we try not to let people handle it a lot, or when it comes down, we're the ones that get it down in case it falls or gets dropped. It's our fault, not somebody else's." So it turns out that he was actually the one that bought the platter last year that Mark had done. That was this beautiful bear drawing, but it had actually cracked during the high fire around the rim, so it was more of a display piece that he got for a really great deal. But he said, "I loved it." His mom bought it for him for Christmas, and he was actually able to show us some pictures. He didn't have any pictures of it being displayed in his house, but he did have pictures of it being used. So that was really cool to get to see him and see the platter being used, and that he came back. He said, "I specifically came back to see what you guys had," and that was really, really cool. And getting to know him a little bit more and exchanging names and actually being, on the first name basis, and him really being interested in coming back to see us and then picking up another piece. We just think that's really cool, and we always like when people come back and say how much they've enjoyed the piece that they bought, or can tell us how they've used it. It was really cool seeing how he used it. He says he's really into baking, and he's had a lot of fun baking cakes and then displaying it on it. So that's really, really cool. And he's going to follow us on Facebook, which I would recommend doing if you can too, and showing us pieces that he's going to pick up, and just keeping in touch. It's always cool to see where our pottery goes. So yeah, that was a really cool experience today.
On the next episode, we'll have day 3 and teardown of the Girdwood Forest Fair. And remember to subscribe and check us out on Patreon. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. See you soon.